Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a lovely Tuesday afternoon, and we're going to talk about film stuff today. Film and TV Talk Tuesdays. Huzzah. One of my favorites, just because I guess it's a topic I could talk about all day, every day. Kind of do already. So we're just going to talk more and more about it. That sounds fun to me. Let's do a quick little quality of life while we're looking around, and while I'm checking on everything, why don't you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button, share, comment. If you comment, I'll see it, and I can go ahead and put up there who's saying what right below me, right here. And you guys can see what you have to say because you guys are also part of the stream. And it looks like we are live. Oh, we're only going live today on not Facebook, but on YouTube and Twitch. I've been seeing some inconsistencies on the quality, so I wanted to see if streaming at 2 locations instead of 3 ends up making it better. So that's what we're trying out today. And I want to make sure that maybe my music's playing. I'm not hearing the music right now. It'll probably end up playing when I add in all the other stuff. It'll probably end up playing. Let's see. When I add in all the other stuff. Yep. Okay. Well, we'll just do this, and then it stays in the background. Well, and then that's how we get that done. So we are looking good on YouTube. Let's check out Twitch. Looks like we're looking good on Twitch, so you can watch us on Twitch or YouTube. And again, we're going to be talking about film and television and all of the things from a aspiring filmmaker and producer and director, and also a guy who's worked on quite a few both indie sets and film sets, and sort of my own perspectives. Okay, these are my perspectives, my opinions on the industry, and I think some of the best practices and things that we can all strive to get to. Whistles in. Hello, GeekGirlLyssa. It's Lyssa. It's been too long, my friend. Is that like a woo woo like kind of whistle? Is that what that whistle is? It is indeed. Oh, yep. Okay. Well, we are here, and we're going to be talking about film stuffs. Lyssa, if you would like to join me to talk about film, you are more than welcome to, and I can send you a link via the Facebooks. That is up to you. No worries if you don't want to join in. I just love your personality and your takes on things, and it's always fun to have somebody to riff off of. Because that's what we do here. Sure. All right. I will send you a link. Let me grab the guest link. Copy. And we go into the messenger. And we'll find Lyssa. Link is sent. So I'm going to have a guest, everybody. And it's going to be fun. Let me go ahead and shut my music off then, because I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, the music will show up. We'll make it to where Lyssa has an echo. So I got to make sure that I don't do that. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Is there anything else? I'm hearing myself, so that means I got a stream somewhere going. I'm hearing myself. So that means I got a stream somewhere going. But which one is going is the question. All right, let me just close those out. I don't know. This is all going so quickly. Where am I hearing myself? There it is. I found it. I had another page of YouTube open. Where am I hearing myself? And now that is closed. All right. Well, I wonder if I should wait for Lyssa to get in. We've got a nice little lineup today of things to talk about. First is always going to be some film news, and these are just topics and things that I've read about, stuff that's happened coming up within the entertainment industry, mostly leaning towards film. So we're going to dive into some of the film stuff. And so if that doesn't interest you, then just go ahead and, leave the page open anyways and running in the background, because it's always fun to have. I has a friend, and she is coming on the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's welcome Lyssa back. Lyssa, I cannot hear you. But she's here. She's here. Everybody. She's giving me the 1 second finger. Maybe 2 seconds. It's probably going to be more like 10 seconds, if give or take. Just slightly. I mean, if we're being realistic. Okay. Let me go ahead and minimize that a little bit. Wow, there we go. That's a little bit better. That makes me feel better there. It is already becoming a more interesting stream the further down the road I get. I bet you it is that she's got to integrate her microphone into this stream.
It is that. I'm waiting on voice mod to actually load up.
Oh, so she's going to start sounding like a chipmunk, or...
I mean, I don't even have to have that for this. I've got...
I don't need that either.
I've got a sound mixer.
I don't need that either. I don't need a sound mixer.
Hello.
Well, see, look at that. I don't have to do that. I just grab my helium balloon over here that's invisible.
The invisible helium
Hello,
balloon.
everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about films and film and TV talk.
Oh.
No, there's no helium. Okay. Let's and we have the kitty cat. Kitty cat. It's good to have you on, Lyssa. How have things been in the streaming worlds?
It has been friggin' mongers. I was supposed to have a stream today in the afternoon, but D&D got canceled.
Oh, sad
because our DM has some health issues, and his new medication is not making him feel great.
That's not good. Sad sigh.
It happens. Voice mod is not responding. Excuse me, I need you for later for OBS.
I've been trying to do OBS stuff, and it has not been very cooperative. Other than this camera right here, because that's the only way to get the camera in. But my stuff has been mostly dealing with trying to get guests into OBS and then trying to stream from that.
See, that one, what I do with that is I use like Discord or Zoom, and I screen capture their I screen capture their camera, and then I have it capture the desktop, but you also have to make sure that your mic is set up in OBS, because even though whatever program you're using, they'll hear you.
Right.
The stream won't hear you unless you have the mic set up properly.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to do Skype with an NDI. And use the NDI plugins, but the NDI wouldn't work. And that's a topic for another day, people. We could go all day about streaming.
Honestly,
I'm sure.
Zoom is superior for something like that. Discord's all right. Discord is all right, but it has a tendency to compress the video sometimes. Like, unless someone has like Nitro, and even if they do have Nitro, if the Discord is not boosted enough that you're doing it through, it can be a bitch.
Because Discord's native resolution is 720, right?
Yes.
And then if you get Nitro, then you go to 1080p.
The thing is,
okay,
if you have too many people in a Discord call, the bandwidth is different. Like if you're using a Discord server. So like the server itself might not be boosted enough, so it'll do the 720, and if you have too many people in the call, it'll start compressing resolutions.
I wonder if it drops the bit rate as you add more people in. Okay, that's probably what it is.
That is what it is.
Again, you know what? I think we should have another day where you come in and we can talk and let all of the film and TV talk peoples, because this is a form of TV nowadays, streaming services.
There we go.
So you got muted on one end. I think like your low end just got dropped a little bit. You need to talk.
Oh, it's probably get the echo cancellation.
Yeah, maybe. That was better. What you did, whatever you did, that was better.
The echo cancellation on here was doing something with the mic with voice mod, because voice mod already has that.
Gotcha. Well, let's see here. Today, usually I have a schedule. If you'd like to follow along with that schedule, you are more than welcome to stay for as long as you like. If you need to bounce, just say, "Hey, I'm out of here. Deuces, people," and you're out of here. It's not that hard, not that difficult.
Sounds good.
Otherwise, we've got a nice little schedule planned for everybody out there today. We're going to be going over some film news. That's always first. Then I'll be leading that into some indie talk on like producing, some advice from Sundance, from some of the directors and stuff and producers of some of those films that have been released. And I really want to go over crew responsibilities and some responsibilities for those who are trying to make films and how they should treat their crew.
Oh, yeah.
And understand what their crew does. It's another part I want to get into. And then the last part, the sort of last but not least, is I've got two little lights here. They're tiny lights. Very similar to the Lume Cube. And this is about half the size of my little aperture MCs. So I wanted to see how these look. And I'll do a little on-camera test for everybody and sort of give my first impressions, because I know some people that end up watching this will probably be from Nat's channel over at Geekin' Out, and all those peoples that love to do miniature photography and toy photography. And these seem like perfect sizes, and they're under $50.
I've got some. Okay, so if you are doing photography on a budget, Ollie's often has these little, what is it, hexagonal lights. They're like $5. They're not bad. I did a little photo shoot with them. So I now have partnerships with some companies for my streams.
Right. Like Juju, right?
Yep.
Juju!
Like Juju. And I was getting pictures of the new caramel apple squeeze that just came out recently, and I used, now, mind you, the batteries in them are dead at the moment, but it's a pack of 3, and they're RGB and magnetic.
Huh. I might have to go and stop at Ollie's and see how they look on.
Yeah, they're not bad.
What their color and everything looks like.
And I just tripped over my lightsaber.
Oh no, that's a tragedy.
It's fine. It's fine. The lightsaber's fine.
It's fine.
It's one of the ones that's actually made to like hit shit.
Ah, okay, gotcha. All right.
It's not I just look pretty. Like,
but it's always fun to look pretty.
I'm gonna whack shit.
It's always fun to look pretty while you're smacking things with lightsabers, looking fabulous.
Also RGB. This is why you go for the small companies.
It's the most budget friendly to buy a $125 lightsaber just so you can make yourself look good.
Hey, it looks great on TikToks.
That's something I know I need to dive a little bit more into, is the TikTok. But let's get started with our first article. Sony. This is
You're gonna have to mute desktop audio.
Am I hearing? Oh, you know what? I am gonna have to do that. Let me get rid of this real quick. Then let's get rid of this, and we'll get the screen back up again, because I had it for the for my music to play in the background, but I can't do that. There. How's that? Are we better?
Check. I do not hear myself, so it's much better. All
right. So, the first article for today has to do with Sony. Some of you gamers out there might already know about this. Sony acquires Bungie. But
I'm
why?
not even surprised by this.
But why does that affect filmmakers? Not just gamers. So if we dive into it. I was reading this a little bit earlier. Besides the large plethora of content that Bungie already created, well, the main content that Bungie already created, such as Halo, which we're getting a show of finally, which has taken 17 years. 17 years. We're going into that next. Okay. All right. How long it took, but 17 years. From when they first tried to make a Halo film back in the day, but also that's also leading up to Bungie's creation of the Destiny franchise, and the fact that there are so many different video game franchises that are owned under Sony. Okay. And acquiring some bigger ones is probably just going to allow them to be able to make, like Halo, which I'm sure is going to do very well through Paramount, which is, if I remember correctly, owned by Sony.
Sounds correct.
I'm pretty sure Paramount is owned by Sony at this point. We will double check. We will fact check in live right here for you.
MTV Entertainment.
MTV, who owns it? Is MTV its
Viacom.
own entity? Viacom. Never mind, I stand corrected. That is Viacom. But because that franchise is now being produced, that means we're going to get more franchises that are getting produced. But why does that affect us as filmmakers? Well, it kind of has to go into this whole video game curse. Okay, there has been so many video games that have been trying to come to theaters. Uncharted is a new one that's getting ready to come out. We'll see how they do with Tom Holland.
Didn't that just come out?
I don't know if it was released today. I don't think it was released today, but we are getting Uncharted. And that's going to be interesting. I never played the Uncharted series, but the commercials and everything.
Okay, it's the 18th.
The 18th. So the 18th of this month, you guys will be able to go and see Uncharted. I'm not sure if it's double streaming on anywhere specifically. I don't think so. If it is, maybe Crackle, because Sony does own Crackle. It might come out on there, or you might be able to rent it or something like that. But Sony also just acquired a bunch of equipment and is starting to make equipment for virtual production, which definitely is going to start trickling down to us indie filmmakers pretty quickly. And by quickly, I mean within 5 years, you'll probably start to see indie filmmakers being able to have more access to virtual production work. The guys over at Film Riot are already doing this, which I talked about last week a little bit. There's a few other indie film YouTubers who have started playing a lot more with virtual production. Sony's acquisition of Bungie means that all of Bungie's assets that might also go with game engines could also be integrated into Sony's virtual productions, which they're leaning a lot more heavily into. I don't think Bungie... I can't remember specifically what engine Bungie works off of. I'm not sure if it's if they work off of Unreal or whatnot.
I don't know. I know Epic Games is Unreal.
Epic Games is Unreal. And I did dive into a little bit of virtual production as well. Yeah. So there's just so much that ends up coming with this collaboration that's not just going to affect the gaming industry. Almost all entertainment nowadays is starting to meld into one way or another. If you're making a video game, it's eventually going to start coming into film and television, if not some sort of animation, because even League of Legends has started making their with Arcane, which was really good. Very, 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 very good. I have not watched anybody's reviews or anything of Arcane. I left it completely blank, and then when I watched it, I was blown away. But
have you started watching Legend of Vox Machina yet?
No. What is that on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And it is this season is its own story, but it's based on Critical Role. It's season 1.
Oh. Is it wasn't Critical Role more of a comedy?
So it's an adult animated comedy D&D adventure series. Okay. It's definitely made for adults, I will say that.
Okay. I mean, Critical Role was not...
It's not child friendly.
Not child friendly, but I did enjoy it. That's fascinating. I will have to. What is this called again?
It's Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime.
I'm gonna do it right now, live with everybody else. Amazon. Let's go to Prime. Let's go to Prime Video. Badoom. Make sure it's on mine. Legends of Vox Machina. There it is. Okay. We definitely won't be watching it, but I'm going to be adding it to my watch list because I want to see that now. Yeah.
By the way, on Twitch, you can start watch parties with people who are Prime subscribers.
What?
Yep. Because Twitch is owned by Amazon.
But that's... Wait a minute. Hold on.
There's a very specific way you have to do it. You have to do it in a way... Like, I've not done one yet, but you can do watch parties on your Twitch channel with people who are Prime subscribers. But
this is... There's been this whole... Like, controversy talk about doing such a thing. Where people have been putting on, like, anime in the background while they're
it's only things that are on Amazon, and again, there's a very, very specific way you have to do it. I don't know the exact specifics, but if I remember correctly, like, you have to, like, mute your desktop audio, and, like, it's weird.
Watch parties on Twitch.
Yep.
Okay, people, look, if you're going to do this... You better do it the right way.
Yeah, there's a very specific way so you don't get DMCA.
You better research the hell out of this.
That's why I haven't done one yet. Because
it's a really good way to get yourself kicked off, I'm sure. And copyrights, cease and desist, and all that other jazz.
Yes, Esri. Would you like my lap child?
So... Amazon, or sorry, not Amazon. Now you got me on the Amazon thing, but the Sony thing. What are your thoughts with the Sony acquiring Bungie, even from a gamer's perspective?
Okay, from a gamer's perspective, my concern is that the Bungie games will become PlayStation exclusives.
They said that it won't.
Yeah, exactly.
They said that it won't.
But that doesn't mean that once contracts end, that's not going to change. Because the thing with Microsoft buying up Bethesda, for example, is that as of right now, things are still staying based on the current contracts that Bethesda had. But going forward, their plan past those contracts will be to make Bethesda games Microsoft exclusives. Which means PC through the Xbox Play app and through the Xbox itself. And I almost guarantee you Sony's going to do the exact same thing as soon as contracts run out.
Okay, and how do you, like, what are your feelings about how it's going to impact movies and television and the industry?
Because
it's still in entertainment. Entertainment just keeps making this whole, like, everything has to meld. You have streamers that play video games, you know, what they end up playing ends up determining somewhat how popular an item is and whether or not they want to move forward, like with League of Legends, like with Dota.
Yeah.
Both of those got their own animations. Which
Dota has its own animation?
Yes, it does. Also on Netflix, which is weird. Both Dota and League of Legends, the competing MOBAs, both have their own animations on Netflix. Yep.
Well, League of Legends did a much better job marketing.
Well, I've only seen the first. There's a second season for the Dota, but I've only seen the first season for it, and I will say, League of Legends, like, really just the Arcane just knocked it out of the park so hard.
They took like 6 years and millions of dollars worth of budget to make that series. Yeah. Like, that was a labor of love that they were invested in making.
It's so good. If you guys have not been able to watch Arcane yet, go and watch it. It is a journey. The character development is amazing. Sound design really rocks. If you don't like Imagine Dragons, so sorry, but it still goes really well.
I mean,
the theme goes really well.
Imagine Dragons has been in Tencent's pocket for forever.
Yeah. Because
they're big League players. What they do when they're on tour or on the bus is they sit and play League.
Not just that they, I think it was there's been quite a few of their tournaments where they were live performers for the tournaments.
Well, they've also made the world's the world's championship song.
Yeah.
Before on several occasions.
Yep. And then if I remember correctly, they're also pretty big over in South Korea. I'm
not surprised by that. But
which is where a lot of League of Legends players, as far as the competitive scene, really come from. So, there's a lot that has to do with both video games and film and television, and I'm not going to be surprised to see a lot more. I mean, come on, we're getting another Mario Brothers movie coming out with Chris Pratt.
At least this time it's animated. At least. Well, okay, the thing that pisses me off with that is that they actually do have the proper voice of Mario in that movie, but not as Mario. I'm like, you have him right there. I understand star power, but like, have Chris Pratt in a different role. You have the actual voice actor right there.
My son has been making fun of it by doing all these little fake articles where it's coming soon Chris Pratt and he's like Sonic the Hedgehog, and then he's as Pikachu, and then he's as Rocky and Bullwinkle, like both characters. Like he just keeps doing all these different ones. It's great.
I love it.
All right, moving on from the PlayStation acquisition, and sticking with our video games into films, Halo. The Halo franchise. Finally, after 17 years, breaking free from the video game curse and stuck in production to finally coming out. Finally. On yet another streaming service that I don't want to pay for right now.
Which
I
one
know
is
it's
it?
got Star Trek. It comes out on March. The official
Paramount Plus?
And Paramount Plus, yep.
That's going to be a limiting factor for a lot of us.
It's going to be a limiting factor for a lot. Like, I almost feel like they bought this franchise, the IP, they bought the rights to develop the story to finally up their subscriber base. They've made a lot of mistakes when it came to Star Trek. And now they've got
Don't get me started.
Well,
they've been doing better. I will say that they have been doing better.
I heard the cartoon, the Lower Decks or something like that. The cartoon
there's
was
Lower
pretty
Decks,
good.
And then there's a brand new one that just came out or is about to come out, and it's like a Nickelodeon production, so it's geared towards younger kids. But so far everything I've seen from it looks phenomenal. It looks kind of in line with the what is it? It's He-Man's sister, She-Ra.
Oh,
I know what
you're talking about.
With the animation style of She-Ra.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I remember what you're talking about. I know what you're putting down.
So
I can't remember the name of it.
It's looking really good,
and it's got Janeway.
Yes, it does.
And in it as like the she's not the main, like one of the main characters, but she's like the guide for this group of kids. Yeah. Okay, I remember that one. I have a feeling that's the big reason why we're finally getting a Halo, and this is supposed to be this is the prequel, so to speak, before they actually get to the first Halo, because you're just now introducing Cortana. You're starting off with the Civil War.
Yeah, the Civil War, then the war with the Covenant.
Right, when the Covenant's getting introduced.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it's going to take them to go through, based off of like episodes, and I don't know how many episodes they've been cleared for, but I wonder how long they're going to take to get to the Covenant.
That's a very good question.
Because they advertise it, but You know, sometimes a show will be like, hey, you know, this is a feature that's here, but they never get to it until like the last 2 episodes.
Oh,
you never know
what we said.
And it would be rather expensive. I have a feeling that it's pretty expensive to design those Covenant and make them look really good, because they got to look really good. I mean, the little bits and pieces that I've seen, it's been nice to see, but it's kind of like, all right, we'll see how they do with the story and where they bring it all in. I was gonna play the trailer, but as I was looking back at my live streams from the other day, even with the sound turned off, I got flagged for playing a trailer, and I would have to contest that. And I don't know if I want to continue that practice or if I just want to until I finally get, you know, some sort of contract or whatever. But
believe me, I know. We've had that happen with 2 Geek Girls, and I'm aware.
By the way, Lyssa, remind me even after to grab your social media pages and put them in the description.
I've got a link tree. Sweet.
So that other people can check out where you stream at and what you stream. But if we go down in 2005, this is when this kind of started. 2005, Columbia Pictures took on the reins of crafting a feature-based Halo franchise with Alex Garland, who wrote the script, and Peter Jackson was slated for executive producer. And I remember this. I remember when the first it was Halo Landfall was the first ever short film that came out, and the director was going to be the gentleman who did oh man, what's that movie? It's a South American movie. It's not South American, South African. So it was put in South Africa, sci-fi. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember the name of the film at the moment and who the director was. But eventually, that got canceled.
Oh. Sorry, the cats are going crazy right now.
You're good. Cats do what cats do. So that got canceled, and we moved on. DB, I did not know this, that eventually the script was rewritten by DB Wise from Game of Thrones, and I am very glad that did not come out.
Yeah,
very glad. Then we had I don't know if you remember these, we had the Forward Unto Dawn like miniseries that was shot and eventually released on YouTube, and then it even got on Netflix for a little bit, and that's also a prequel based mostly about trainees and soldiers who would eventually end up getting on the front lines, not Spartans. And if I remember, at the very end of the film, it was or the very end of the little series, which they were, I think, maybe 10-minute episodes.
It's basically ODST.
Oh yeah, it is a lot. There's a lot of ODST. You see some ODST. You see the assault rifle, the BAR. Or the battle rifle. You see a whole bunch of stuff, and then the Covenant end up attacking the training facility, and Master Chief shows up toward the end of that. So you don't even get the Covenant till the very, very end of it. That's why I'm kind of wondering, what's the direction going to be for this show? How soon is the Covenant going to get involved? How far? We also have other Spartans, which means it's before Reach.
Yeah.
Which I remember playing a lot of that back in the day, too. And if memory serves me right, not too long ago, I think I saw you and your boy toy playing some Reach, or not Reach, but at least Halo the other day.
Yes, we were. We've been going through all of them.
That's a nice long journey to go through all the Halos.
The last one we've got is Halo 4.
Okay, because that was the Steam pack, wasn't it? Or like the anniversary
the Master
edition?
Chief Collection.
Okay, yeah, Master Chief Collection.
I don't remember if we played Reach on stream. I don't think we did.
I just remember seeing you guys playing the Halos.
We were.
Well,
and I've had some interesting glitches in them, with the guns getting exploded into walls and then going.
Glitches are always fun.
It's like, where'd my sniper rifle go?
I don't understand why the kids are so upset.
Wall.
I don't understand why they're so upset with the glitches these days. We had glitches all the time growing up. We just never.
Is it a glitch or a feature? Yes.
Yes. Okay, moving on with the production hell that Halo went through. Eventually, Steven Spielberg got involved to create a Halo television show in 2013. Then we had director Rupert Wyatt of Rise of the Planet of the Apes was supposed to come on. Eventually he was replaced by Oda Bathurst, who was the director of Peaky Blinders in the UK. And then after that, it went to Showtime's, but Viacom ended up shifting the show to Paramount.
Okay. And
that's how we got where we are today. And I kind of liked where this article is. So why Halo matters? Beyond being a genre-defining video game, Halo was a gateway for creatives. And you can really, and I remember this from the very first days. It's popping up right now. Red versus Blue.
Yep.
This is where the term machinima came from. Because Red versus Blue was one of the very first narrative-driven video game-based stories. Mm-hmm. Even though they're parody and they're comedy. And it was that machine cinema. They were using their computers to make short films, especially at the heyday, the golden years of YouTube. But it's something that's you can see. We can really track the evolution of not just the Halo video games, but as the video games track the evolution of where we've come from Red versus Blue to the franchise being so popular that eventually it's got its own show. And in that same trend, kind of like what we were going over with Sony.
I mean, hell, for a while, Red versus Blue was on Netflix.
It was. Yep. And now Rooster Teeth has their own website and everything. They have their own shorts. They have College Humor that's now a part of theirs. I didn't
realize College Humor was part of them.
It is now. It was not. I want to say that was probably like 2016, 2017.
Okay.
That I think they combined. I could be wrong on that. Now I'm second guessing myself yet again. I could have swore that I see College. It's either College Humor and Rooster Teeth are now part of the same company, or Rooster Teeth acquired College Humor, or something like that. There's always deals. Always deals. But once again, films are influenced by stories and how well they do, especially with how much money they're making. So if the game is making a lot of money, you can bet that there's somebody in the film industry or the television industry who's going, hey, you guys got a big audience there. I'm sure we can capture at least 10% of that for this television show. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of people sign up for Paramount and then cut it off after they've been binge watched the show.
Yes.
Unless Paramount is smart and releases it like Disney does. Because that's sort of how Disney's been keeping their viewerships, by doing once a week.
Or people wait until the end of the first season.
And then
and then binge watch it.
Then binge watch the whole thing. I can't do that.
I got my free trial. I
can't do that with my Star Wars. I just can't. It's not available for me. I have to have all my Star Wars. This was this acquisition has made more than just news over at No Film School. It has also come to IMDb, of course.
Oh yeah.
And I read several articles on how all these different purchases from all these different companies is going to affect what's going on. And Destiny is probably the next big one where I can see somebody saying, hey, there's a lot of lore here. We can definitely make our own show. We can make our own either movie or miniseries or whatever it is. Test the waters and then
Well,
start making something.
So here's my thing.
Okay.
A lot of these video games,
Uh-huh.
because there's so much lore, so much action that has been present in the games. Games are very cinematic now. They are very cinematic.
Yes.
And there is umpteen hours of work and play that you can do for it. So these are better done as a television series. Let's be honest.
Unless you have the time to do a Marvel Cinematic Universe type of thing, which I don't think people are willing to do because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And it has to do well. But I could see television series or streaming series being where they want to go before putting into a film. Definitely. The last Monster Hunter film did not do very well. I watched that one. That was funny. It was a good comedy. Let me put it that way. It's not supposed to be a comedy, but it was a great comedy.
Yeah.
There was an animated version. I hadn't watched that one, but a buddy of mine, Nick, how you doing? If you're out there, if you're watching, he loves Monster Hunter. Huge Monster Hunter fan. He said that the animation one that was done on Netflix was way better than what Screen Gems came out with.
I'm not even surprised. Again, a lot of these things that have been turned into video games, like in just Witcher 3 alone, I have put 100.4 hours. And I'm not even done with the game.
Witcher is a long game. That is a very long game.
I'm not even done with the game.
And I think the biggest appeal with video games over movies, especially if you're looking for that story, is that you get to be part of the story when you're playing the game. Versus a film, the filmmaker has to find a way to connect you to the characters of the story. Versus you saying, "Hey, this is my," like things like Destiny or not Destiny. Destiny's not the one I'm really thinking of. The one with Shepard, Commander Shepard. Mass Effect. Thank you. Things like Mass Effect or Dragon Age, or Dragon Age, or any of the really big RPGs.
That's especially
on my list. Those ones are the ones that make you make your own character. You can say, "Hey, I want this to look like me," or "I want to make my ideal self," as they would in the Matrix. You know, these. Speaking of Matrix, is another one that is getting video game. It's now getting more video game support with Unreal Engine's demo of how intricate Unreal Engine 5 can be on a not just a video game level, but like that's all the stuff that they're doing in that engine translates over to film.
Oh yeah,
which is crazy.
The fact that video games have caught up, so to speak, is amazing. Again, like it's video games are very cinematic. Like if you sit and just like you don't even have to pay attention to me. Just pay attention to the background.
Right.
As I am streaming one of the games. It's gorgeous. It's fucking gorgeous. And because I'm streaming on a laptop, I have OBS up on a secondary screen, and sometimes I'll have to turn the graphics down. Mm-hmm. But even at like medium graphics levels, it's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, some of these games are beautiful. I'm trying to remember one of the first games. It was one of the first games that really hit me as far as like being so pretty. I'm trying to think. I think Kingdom Hearts was one of those that really smacked me as being very pretty when I first played it in 2004.
The Tomb Raider reboot.
I have all those. I have not played all of them. Those looked really. Like the ship scene where the ship falls apart and stuff like that. Like that was really cinematic. Last of Us.
There's a couple of scenes in Tomb Raider that you have to like climb up, like a rusty radio tower, for example.
Yeah.
And just like the sunlight the way it catches and everything, like it's amazing.
Yeah. And then you throw in there all the technology that's coming out nowadays with NVIDIA, the ray tracing. That's one of the cards I wish I really had right now. I wish I had like a 3080 or a 3070 specifically so I can use the ray tracing feature with Cinetracer, which is a filmmaking a previs program.
By the way, Minecraft has included ray tracing.
For those of you who don't know, ray tracing is a program, an AI that tries to replicate real life physics of light. So how light bounces off of things, it tries to recreate that in its best realistic way, other than rasterizing, which is the program is saying this is how you're going to react. It says, all right, here's how the physics should act. Here's the light source now. If it bounces, it should have X amount of intensity. It's pretty crazy, but yet awesome.
Yeah.
I just sneezed. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Bless you, Gabe.
Donka. All right, moving on.
Pizza.
So some other little movie news, things that it caught my eye, but I didn't feel was really worthy of really diving into. Wes Craven's Cursed is getting a Blu-ray, special edition Blu-ray. That show was not the best. It just wasn't. After Yang, I don't know if you've seen that trailer yet. After Yang, it's got Colin Farrell in it. It is a plot of it's a sort of futuristic sci-fi where a family members, in order to deal with grief, sort of get artificial intelligent robots that look like their family members.
Oh, that
and
one.
then one of the family member, like the robot that's supposed to be there, malfunctions, and now it's about the family trying to deal with the missing family member replica robot.
So it's, what was it that it was a Steven Spielberg film?
AI. It's literally
called AI. It's just AI, but like more dramatic.
Right.
And less just like dystopian sadness.
That one, and
for
then
this poor AI kid.
And then the Robin Williams movie, Bicentennial Man. Yes, that one had me had some tears. I'm sorry. Back in the day, it's like, oh my gosh. And now I don't know if I can watch that even now. Brent Goldstein, the guy who plays Roy Kent off of Ted Lasso. Have you been watching Ted Lasso at all, Lyssa?
No, I have not.
Well, this is for the Ted Lasso fans because I love Ted Lasso. It is an amazing show, only on Apple Plus, which is kind of sad, but Apple does have some amazing shows on it. If you do get an Apple product, I think you get 1 year worth of Apple Plus to go with it. So that's always nice. If not, find somebody who has Apple Plus and log in on their stuff and go watch the show for a day or two. You know, the one of our favorite people, Lyssa, Paige, who is a key grip.
Yes.
She's a key grip. She's a producer. She's a best girl grip in the industry. She loves this actor. So much so that she made a post officially on Facebook asking if anybody was working on his latest project called Shrinking.
Okay.
She was like, hey, does anybody know anybody else who's working on Shrinking over at a specific studio? And other people were like, yeah, why? She's like, because I just want to be there. And it's because of this
Paige,
actor.
though,
yeah.
I believe congratulations are in order. Did she not just win the 479 elections?
Did she?
She did.
Is that just now? Is that breaking news?
It's breaking news. I actually happened upon it when I was going to send you my link tree. She just made a post saying we won.
I'm so happy. I am so happy for her.
We
won, yeah.
Apparently, she is the first person to actually be elected because all the other elections, the people were running uncontested.
Yep, they were the incumbent Impundent, is that the right word?
Incumbent.
Yeah, that's the one I was saying, of course. You know, we here at Archetype always make sure we have our words correct all the time.
All the time.
All the times. Hards is not words. Yeah, well, that's actually very exciting because I voted for her. I'm gonna admit that I voted for her because she is an amazing person. I'm trying to remember the specific position she was running for. I think it was like as a representative for future negotiating contracts.
So. I believe so.
With the union and the producers, the PMPTP, if I remember my acronyms correctly. Yes, I am so happy. Congratulations, Paige. Congratulations. Huzzah. Big huzzahs over here.
Yay,
from me and Lyssa. And I hope you get to meet Brett Goldstein. This actor is an amazing actor. I hope my segues are good segues. But this actor is an amazing actor. This guy's character is... It's not only like somebody you just kind of wish you could be, because he kind of doesn't. It's sort of that I don't give a crap about your feelings. I don't give a fuck about what you say. Like this is who I am. This is how I'm going to deal with things. I understand. He understands that he has anger issues, but he accepts that he also has anger issues and tries to work through those anger issues. He's also a really good uncle towards his niece, who's like 7. Like 6 or 7, and it's adorable. It's adorable, his relationship with his niece. He's got a really good character, but he has officially signed a contract with Warner Brothers.
Oh.
So for not only for this, I guess this show, Shrinking, which he co-created this show, Shrinking, for distribution with Apple. But it looks like he's got some other productions going through with Warner Brothers, and allegedly there might be a Roy Kent, who's the character he plays in Ted Lasso, a spinoff for him. So, and his character is hilarious. If you do get to watch this show, Lyssa, it's all about football, soccer, but it's got some heart. It's got some moments where you gotta love the contrast of both the comedy and the serious sort of drama side of it. It flows very well. It's so well done, and it's shot really well too. It's got great characters. I love this show. So that excited me as far as some of the things that I was leaning into. Next off, besides the other things that excite me, is going to be some candid answers from some directors at Sundance about how you make your own living as a filmmaker. And this kind of ties in directly for myself, because one of the films I worked on last year, Emergency, which was produced by Amazon, the director for that, Carrie, that film got picked up at Sundance this year.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's an official, I'm like, hey, I worked on that. I was a third. I was an electric on that whole film, and that went to Sundance. That makes me happy. A lot of these are very interesting. They're sort of interesting, candid answers. I think these are things that I would almost also kind of double. Working real world jobs builds character. I would definitely agree to that. If you live in your own bubble and you don't understand how other people live, how can you really connect with a character who may live in certain situations or in certain circumstances? It's sort of like saying, hey, let's get this this guy who's only lived in, I don't know, we'll just go at Atlanta. He's only lived in southern Atlanta all of his life, and let's get him to direct a Japanese-centric film.
No, not wise.
I don't think he's going to know what that character might go through. I mean, if you could debate, well, what about like fantasy films or sci-fi films or things like that? But even the characters, then, it's still the characters.
So even then,
coming forth.
The lived experience of someone plays an important role in how they go about things, and being able to Like, for example, let's say you have a POC. They're going to have a different take on police brutality, for example, than someone who is as lily white as I am.
It's true.
Like, I might sympathize. I might also be afraid for my friends and things like that. But I have only ever had good experiences with police officers.
I have not.
So,
but we don't go. But you know, it is part of our lived experiences.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, how I would go about it, like, obviously, I would try my best, knowing and being an ally.
Right.
But I'm not going to be able to get the full direction.
Right.
For someone when that's not something that I've been through.
Right. It's also why.
Kara?
It's also why in films you see, like sort of consultants just brought in. You know, we're doing a military film. Okay, we have this director who's directed a bunch of military films, and we're gonna have ex-service members come in and show how they would have done things in a military setting, so that it makes a military film, even if it is based more on action or based more on realism or however they want to tell the story. Even though it may be based on those specific things, you still want certain elements that can connect to your audience so that they can say, hey, that looks right. It doesn't always have to be correct. A big example of that would be space and sci-fi movies using sound effects in space.
Yeah.
That's not physically real. That can't ever really happen, but it sounds right when we watch it.
Yes.
So it's all about how does it immerse you? The same way we were talking about with the video games. How does it immerse you? This next person says, work for free, and then in advertising, it lets you play with big equipment. The work for free thing is controversial in our industry. It's very controversial. It's when I still have moments where people ask, "Hey, Gabe, I'm working on this film or whatnot. Can we try to put this together?" And I still have to say, you know what? Yeah, let's do it, and I'll donate my time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of independent projects, especially short films, cannot afford to pay the people that they want or that they need.
Yeah.
It's just not feasible. Even if you've been saving up and put together like a $10,000 budget, the level of production you can reach with a $10,000 budget is a lot different than somebody who went out and fundraised and had some people with money who will be willing to invest in the project put down $50,000 of total funds. It's just a huge difference. It also comes down to what your production team looks like and how they're able to produce and manage the funds. But usually working for free is kind of a contradiction. Work on advertisements and things like that. This person says like work on music videos as an education. Those are like, a lot of these things are great places to get experience, but eventually as soon as you get into the bigger end of things, the higher end of things, that experience can sometimes seem dwarfed.
Yeah.
It's just a big difference between working with like this little light that I got next to me, which gives me my fire, even from my candle. It gives me my fire effect on the background. But it's a big difference between working with that and then working with a RE SkyPanel S60.
Oh, yeah.
Which most people out there are like, wait, that's a light? Yes, that's a light. Okay.
Yes, it's a light.
Very expensive.
It's a light.
It's a very expensive light. But there's a difference. There's a big difference. Same with cameras. The camera that I'm on and the camera that Lyssa's on. Lyssa, you are on the Blackmagic 4K, right?
I am. I've got the Blackmagic Pocket 4K with the ATEM Mini Pro stream board. I also have the Elgato Stream Deck, an AT2035 mic, Yamaha MG10XU sound mixer. Right.
And the way she can produce something is a lot different than how somebody with just their phone can produce something.
Well, and here's the thing. I still do that. I'm a TikToker.
Right.
I'm a TikToker. Like, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of things that like will start on my computer because it's like a clip from stream, for example. But also, I'm gonna like turn the sound down so we don't get DMCA'd. But like this one, for example, this was all edited and filmed on my phone. Like,
you can still make your story. You can still do it off of this. This is your phone is still an option to make content. It's just the level of content and what goes into it. Is really, I guess, my overall point about it. Like, working on the set is still a lot different. Working on especially a union set is always going to be a lot different than you and a bunch of friends getting together to make a short film off of your phone. It's just two completely different worlds.
Exactly.
You have no somebody who mostly works with their phone for TikTok videos, or for YouTube videos, or even just make short films strictly with just their phone, will not, more than likely, unless they do some major research, will not know how to talk to a cinematographer who's been working with Ari or Blackmagic or Red for 10, 15 years, or comes from the actual literal film world with lenses and ISOs and f-stops and all that. Like, all of that type of dialogue, you just won't be able to have that dialogue.
Yep.
Unless you really research it. But you can get that experience on these smaller sets, or on these other sets to work on, whether it's music videos or not. But even some of those are just a bunch of friends trying to get together, and somebody owns a camera and somebody owns a lens, and let's just shoot something.
Exactly.
So, get a job. This person says, get a job where your boss understands and even supports your passion. That would be awesome. I would love to work in a setting where somebody's like, oh, you just want to make films? Okay, well, do this for X amount of hours, and then all the resources are yours. Have fun. That would be nice. Use your day job as a chance to test your pitch. I could see that almost anywhere. Just do it anywhere. You got to pitch. Yep. Find a friend and say, hey, this is the film that I'm thinking of making, and give them a quick pitch within 5 minutes and see what they say. See what they say.
Exactly.
Get creative with a side hustle using passive income. I almost feel like there's a lot of people that I know, including myself, that doesn't use passive income. They use their actual income to help support the things that they're trying to do. All of my gear and my camera, my lights, that's all been funded by the lovely folks over at ABC and and Amazon, paying me to work on their bigger sets so that I can try to make my own content.
Boyfriend, parent.
Who also works in the film industry. Her boyfriend also works in the film industry.
My lights actually were from my Twitch payout.
Which one did you get? Which lights did you get?
They are the newer.
Okay.
It's.
Are they the RGB or bicolor?
They're the bicolor because they were on sale at the time.
Right. So you just got to start somewhere, honestly.
It's the bicolor 660 LED video lights. Okay.
Yeah. And those are relatively inexpensive. Would you get the 3-pack or the 2?
The 2.
The 2. So that's was probably what, like 200, 225?
Actually, because they were on sale, it was 100.
Ha! See? Boom. You got to start somewhere.
They were having a discount, and they were half off for like 30 days, and I'm like, I need to get in on this while I can.
Nice.
The bicolor are on my wish list, though. If anyone ever wants to gift me some lights.
I would love to. I supported you as best I could with a couple of lenses.
You gave me the lenses. One of the lenses I've got on right now is actually from you.
I'm so happy about that.
But then I've got a, I don't remember what brand this is, but like, it's a heart-shaped ring light. I've also got a ring light. That's my backdrop light.
Nice.
I've got, technically it's an RGB light that is Bluetooth, but it has decided that it does not want to connect, so it is just stuck on red. And then I've also got another RGB that's in the corner that if you pay attention, sometimes you can see the blue.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm pretty much just hitting that rim.
Yep.
Well, I pretty much, if you guys go over to No Film School, you can always find the articles that I find interesting. This one again is how do you make a living as a filmmaker? But we're on lights right now, and I kind of want to continue that role because I've got these, and I want to open them up, and we're going to see,
let's see
how well they do in our own personal say. So let's get rid of the stream here, and let's do it. No, we'll keep it like this. This one looks more flattering for me too. Over here we're just like, hi guys.
I have to center myself better.
But let's open these up. So these are the Ulanzi. I'm sure they're a Chinese product because usually cheaper lights are. Even my beloved aperture lights are technically manufactured in China. And they're very, very, very good lights. Industry standard. But we're going to try this one out first. This one is the L1. The Ulanzi L1. And I believe it is currently being sold for about $40 on Amazon. Right here. $40 on Amazon. And I technically picked this up toward the end of last year. But we're going to check it out.
Is that the one you were doing the test with the gunpla?
No. This is actually, those were the Lume Cube, which cost about $125 per light. Mm-hmm. So this is $40 a light. Big difference in pricing. Big difference. So I want to see how they compare. I might actually have to go get one of my Lume Cubes to do this test properly. So we get the little light. That's part of it, of course. And then there's some extra little accessories. If I can get the rest of the plastic box open. And this is a. How do people do unboxings all the time and keep it smooth?
It's called cuts.
But we're live. We don't cut when we're live.
Well, I'm just pointing out. You asked how people do the unboxings.
Don't give me a logical
smooth.
answer. I don't want logical answers here, Lyssa. This is film to TV Talk Tuesdays. We don't do logical. Okay, logic we save for Nerdspiracy Sundays.
Ah, okay.
Which I think you would love Nerdspiracy Sundays. Get a little.
What time do you do those at?
That's every. Oh, okay, that's a good little plug. So, by the way, everybody, if you'd like to, go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you can be like the Hunchback of Notre Dame and hear the bells all the time. You can also check us out on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at 3 to 5. Sundays are Nerdspiracy Sundays, which is our fun little satire, conspiracies. Or as I like to say, the truth. Always put in your biggest nerddoms. Okay, so like last week was Indiana Jones. Or sorry, this last Sunday was Indiana Jones is secretly a Nazi, which that was fun. That was really fun, and we all and that stems because of Han Solo working for the Empire, and we all know that Indiana Jones is just Han Solo's dream state. So
there you go.
Yep.
To be fair, he did break away from the Empire to become a spice runner.
Nope. That's all fake news. In the conjuncture, he's always been an Imperial spy. Which, if you go back and watch that episode, you go back to that episode, go back to Nerdspiracy, and you can see how we really dive into the depths of how true that is. What was one of the other things we talked about at Nerdspiracy? The Dursleys are actually really, really nice people, and they always have been, and it's all Harry Potter's fault for them being as mean and cruel because he's a Horcrux. That was fun to dive into, but we also went even further to say that it's all technically Harry Potter's parents' fault because they wanted to do an illegal experiment to make him a Horcrux, which we also argue that Voldemort never really wanted to do, but he did anyways because he was good friends with them, and we got really deep, okay? It's It's all true.
True.
And how do I put it on the stream? Is it's so true. I tell you how true it is in the ticker that's down below, and I might even have that ticker still today. Let's see if that ticker's there. Yep, this is how true it is right here. Okay, that ticker, it's in a different color, but that ticker goes across the screen. It tells you how true the show is for Nerdspiracy. So Nerdspiracy Sundays, 3 to 5. Then we have Gundam Mondays, where I pretty much just talk about Gundam stuff and building them, and we do a live build. I was hoping to have some other friends come in and do the build with me, but they were unable to make it. But I do the builds, and then I talk about stuff that's coming up with Miniature Heroes.
I need to get you in contact with one of my friends, potentially. Okay. Though Mondays he does something he calls it's Public Domain Mondays over on Twitch.
Okay.
It's That Gray Gentleman. Just by the way, guys, check out my friend. He's wonderful.
Most people who are friends with you are wonderful, Lyssa, including your boyfriend, whom I am also friends with. And then Tuesdays is Film and TV Talk Tuesday. So I'm focusing on these 3 right now, and getting my production scheduling down, and also cutting up these episodes to make minier episodes to be featured on all the algorithms, and trying out something different this year. But yeah, you can see us every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at 3 to 5.
Little trick to cut some of your time down. Twitch has this wonderful thing called Clip and Highlight.
Clip and Highlight. But I record all of my episodes, and then I can edit them in the editor.
Up to you.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Just saying,
Clip and Highlight?
So you go into the creator dashboard.
Okay, I'll check it out. Well, let's get back to our little light here. I still haven't... we got the light
of his.
Of mine, yep. We got a little hot or cold shoe for mounting onto like a camera or something like that. With a little thread at the bottom. So that means looks like a quarter thread at the bottom here. Which means I should be able to put it on my little stand. This is one of the Miniature Hero stands, by the way.
Aww.
And if you think that stand's adorable, I got a small C stand.
It's so tiny.
It works too. Like the grip head and everything like opens up.
I love it.
It's Paige has one of these. And I asked her if I could borrow hers for Miniature Heroes when we're making it. I also have a small Apple box. And they're all for Miniature Heroes.
Oh my god.
Hold on, here it is.
That reminds me, we should probably figure out a day to record some stuff.
Did we not finish your dialogue?
I don't think so.
I thought we finished your dialogue. I got dust floating around me. But tiny Apple box. Ah! Tiny Apple box. Tiny stand. Tiny C stand. And, of course, tiny sandbag. It's a little sandbag for your little lights. Oh. All for Miniature Heroes. So let's make sure that... I'm pretty sure this is a quarter 20 mount, so let's make sure. Yep. So you can mount this on pretty much almost any stand that you might have. Yep. And then we've got... looks like a little lanyard. Got our manual. A little lanyard for the light. And we've got some filters. Some little light filters.
Some tiny little light filters.
Yep, tiny little light filters. Now let's see if we can turn this on, shall we? Oh. Ah. I might have to turn off one of my big lights. Let's turn that one off. Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Done. Yep. And let's see here. We've got power. The power switch is also the brightness adjustment button. It is allegedly waterproof with a USB. Where's the USB at? Is this USB Type-C? I hope it is. That is the only... I just look up and I just see this. Oh.
Well, you're messing with stuff. I'm messing with stuff now. I got this tiny little light.
Yep, it is USB Type-C. That is nice to see. USB Type-C and a little light and a little door, and it's a spring-loaded door, so that's nice.
Ooh. See, this one's just micro USB.
Yep, that's nice.
Occasionally, I attempt to put it under my accidental shrine to Harley Quinn and tape it up there, but it usually falls down.
So it goes up. It goes up in 4-step intervals. We got low, then the next highest, then the next highest, then the next highest, and then we're back down to low. And I think you hold for off. Yep, hold for. So I'm going to turn that on. Let's turn that on. Let's point it back at me. That's pretty bright, actually. I got a bright spot now in my eye because I looked right at it. That was smart. I will be right back. I'm gonna grab one of the Loom cubes and we're gonna see how it compares.
Oh, there you go. Definitely thought there was just a cat behind me. Ezri! Come here! Kitty cat. Ezri cat. Hi! Hello.
Alright, we're back. From outer space. And you know I got back from outer space because it's purple behind me. So
you started it.
I did. I did that yesterday too. So. My son said, "Actually, Dad, that's pink." So that's. Let's turn the loop.
It's magenta, which is a purple pink.
This is the Loom cube. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, that's oh goodness gracious, that's way brighter than I thought it would be just on my face. So lowest setting on this little guy right here, this is the lowest setting on that one. And I believe this is the lowest setting on my Loom cube. Loom cube's a little softer. And then the Loom cube has 2 buttons for up and down. That's going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 steps on the Loom cube. So you just have more intervals of brightness, which is nice. And again, this is about $125 per light with all of its accessories. And then it has an app as well. And then that's the smaller Ulanzi. That's 2, 3. Oh, yep. So it's only 3, right? Total brightness. Let's go all the way back up. Which one is blowing out a lot more? It seems like this one blows out more. So I've got a little bit more punch on this one.
Yeah.
Than this one. And I don't have any filters. No, I've got no filters. Yeah. So the Loom cube is not as bright, but you have more of ability to dial in your light with the Loom cube. Now, you also have all these nice little gels. Ugh, that is blinding me. The only downside with the gels for this one is that you have this little holder. I don't know if I'm showing that up right.
It's kind of cute.
There's a little holder, and then all your little stacks of gels.
It's so tiny.
Yeah, but these are great for like product photographers and stuff like that. You just pick your gel. Oh my gosh! All right, we got the blue gel. You know what? No, let's go with something a little bit more. Let's go with this purple. Stick with the purple. The magenta. And then you got your little holder for your gels, which is also nice. So that's nice to have. And it looks like you got to slide the gel into like its own slot here. Oh, and it fits on the outside. Okay. And then it's just a friction holder. Unlike the Lume Cube, which uses magnets. So this is going to be something that you got to kind of clip onto the outside. And it's not too purple. It's kind of purpley.
Ish.
Sort of. And I've got my saturation up pretty high.
Yeah.
In comparison to the light behind me.
I've got to have my white balance. I am the white balance.
How do you white balance your projects? Just pull Lyssa. We just put Lyssa right in frame. She's our white balance.
We've got Lyssa with a sheet of paper on her chest. Just in case.
We just tell Lyssa to just stand, and we use her forehead. That's all. But the Lume, see the big difference between this one and the Lume Cube is when I want to change something on the Lume Cube, especially like little barn doors.
That's adorable.
Is it not?
It's got the tiniest little barn door.
But Lyssa, look. Okay, so this is not like, where's the top? Okay, there's the top. It like all of these even have like arrows for all the barn doors. You could open and close them. Like you get nice little cuts, which is great. The Lume Cube.
I've got barn doors technically. I just never use them.
Well, on those panel lights, the panel lights don't really cut very well. You also have like little domes, so you can make like little dome lights.
Aww.
And you can put your gels in them as well. So there's gels that come with these also, and it's all magnetized, which I think is a big difference. So not as bright. Let's do our little summary here. Let me turn this one off. Let me turn this one off. There we go. So we got 125. Let me make sure that price is correct on the Lume Cube. Let's do B&H though, because I like B&H more than I like Amazon. Just Amazon. I don't want to give as much money to Amazon. Ulanzi is over at B&H, but I couldn't find the links for that one.
Look, I have Amazon Prime because I am my grandfather's caretaker and I can't get out of the fucking house.
It's okay. I'm not gonna look. If you use Amazon, I'm not mad at you. Okay. All right. There is a convenience factor that comes with Amazon. I'm not mad at you for using Amazon. I personally try not to give them as much money. That's all. Okay. So for the Lume Cube. I stand corrected. The Lume Cube singular, let me pull out the stream here, is $89. So it's $90. So we're going to say about almost half the price for the Ulanzi at $40. So
yeah,
$90 for a single Lume Cube. I don't believe that comes with the accessories. If you want the accessories, which is the little barn doors and things like that, you are paying more. You're getting a case, so $190 for the whole kit. If you give it time, you can get the $300 kit, which is the one I've got. I've got two of those for like $150 on holidays. So if you wait for a holiday sale, $150, you can get two lights with the case, all the domes, little egg crates. All the filters, all the different diffusers, the little two domes, the snoots. These snoots are great. They're cute too. All of it is adorable. Okay, they're little lights, adorable. And these are also waterproof as well. And they also have an app. So if you had more than one of them, you could, in theory, just use your phone to control all of your lights. That's what you're paying for with Lume Cube. In comparison, for $40. Just starting off, these are not bad.
Yeah.
I would and you can, it looks like you can get a bundle.
I see the lights I have on my wish list there.
It looks like you can get a bundle. Oh, the newer 2-pack?
Yeah, the RGB.
Yep. So it looks like you can get the Ulanzi little bundle. I'm sure it's about the same. No, that is for $40. Is that for $40, the little bundle? Look at that. Does this have the magnets? I wonder if this has magnets. No, this one does not have magnets. So I wonder if this is the updated. This might be an updated version. Still, $40 for little barn doors, little snoot, a little dome, all the stuff you would need for your photography stuff. I think that's a good deal.
Yeah.
I really do. That's a really, really good deal, especially when your next comparison is $190. Okay, but these are also still really good lights. Your thoughts, Lyssa? Besides they're adorable, we know that they're adorable. You're just like, I feel like you're just gushing on that. They're like, oh,
they're so tiny.
It's like Catherine. It's like my beloved's daughter, Catherine, when she sees a chibi. She just, all of a sudden, everything just goes, oh, so cute.
Well, I will be right back. I've got to take my grandfather to the bathroom.
Go for it. I hope you guys are all enjoying for today's stream with Lyssa. She's been awesome. I am so glad I had somebody to riff off of today. It's always nicer to have a discussion with somebody. All right, moving on. We are going to move on to the next little light that I would like to look at today and see how it compares. Now, it's not going to be a one-to-one comparison, that's for sure. But we're going to be looking at the Ulanzi VL49, a little tiny LGB or RGB that piqued my interest. And I technically am going to be comparing that to the only thing that I have that is comparable in my equipment list. That is to the Aperture MC. This little light, the Aperture MC. I'm going to be comparing it. It will not be a one-to-one because the Aperture MC is literally about the size of the box for the Ulanzi. But this Ulanzi is only $23, usually $30. So we'll be checking that out. Excuse me. If you have any questions, please let me know. Oh, wrong one. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them as far as what I see with these. So, looks like USB Type-C, USB A to 2.0 to USB Type-C for the connection for charging, which is nice. Anything that's USB Type-C makes it to where you can cut down on the amount of cables that you have to charge. Of course, we've also got our little manual here. And our silica gel for moisture, which everybody should make sure that you always eat. Yeah. Yep. Always eat it. Got our instruction manual in both, looks like Chinese and English. And here's the light. This thing, also small and cute. Now, why am I picking two different lights? Well, one is a hard source, which when you pair it with things that cut the light, like barn doors, gives you hard lines, versus something like this, or the Aperture, which has a frost in front of it. That frost diffuses the light. Hopefully this turns on. Let me confer with my manual here. There's a display screen. Okay. On and off button. There it goes. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's got a built-in cold shoe. At the bottom here, built-in cold shoe with a tightening rod, but it also has the 1/4-20 thread at the bottom, so you can just thread that on to any light stand that supports that size. It's got a few little LEDs that I can definitely see. Let's see if we can turn it down, up. Okay, hold. Oh, you can hold it for up and down, and it comes on at 2%, 3%, 3%, 2%. Technically comes on at 2%. It's very, very dim. 2% is when it technically starts to come on, and that is a hard on, not a little ramp. And then 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%. And we are at 9,000 Kelvin. What? That's strange. We're going to find out what all this light can do for a $30 light. Let's see here. Okay, and we can change 9,000 Kelvin all the way down to... Oh, I can see something that I know I'm going to be like, oh, dang. You have to really hold the buttons in order to change it. Now we're at 2,500. You can go up in little intervals of tens, or you can hold it and let it climb up and down. This is interesting. We're going to stop at, we'll go to 5,600, which is daylight. 59, 5,600. Now, I'm not doing color accuracy tests because certain lights have different shifts in color. One of the big reasons why I'm not doing a color accuracy test is, one, I don't have like a Satonic meter that can actually do TLCI or there's a few other different acronyms for color accuracies that you can really get into. Lyssa says waiting for Opa to get done. No worries, Lyssa. Do not rush. Okay, you take care of your grandfather. Family first. All right. So this is only at 7%. Let's just see what 7% at 5,600, and it looks like right now it's working off of 2 different LEDs, which means that they were at the bicolor at the moment. That's my backlight. That's my front light. Let's go. Let's go. I just got to make sure I know what buttons I'm pushing here. I think that's my dim. No. Am I changing my color? What am I changing here? I'm changing the color. Oh, no. Okay, you got to hit. There's a button I have to hit first. That's 5,600. Now, got to change it. All right, 5,600. Now I have selected. There's 2 different selections. I have selected the brightness now, the intensity. So, yep, it's going down. Let's see how far we got to go to where it's nice and sort of even on me. I'd say that's a little warmer. At 5,600, I believe I have this light. This is more where my white balance is at, and I believe that's at 4,000. And this light is supposed to be at 5,600? That's a pretty warm light for 5,600. I look pretty warm. Not going to lie. I look pretty warm at 5,600 at almost 50%. Let's do 100% and see how that looks. Not blown out, but again, I look warm. Let's turn on my aperture. Let's pick CCT. Let's do 5,600 on the aperture. And we're going to compare 5,600 on my aperture at 100%. There's a color difference already. Ulanzi, aperture. Ulanzi, aperture. Aperture is highly, has high color accuracy ratings. Okay, that is 5,600. That's not. I know that's not. Just based off of my skin tone, there's a big difference in 5,600 on each one. And this definitely has either more of a magenta shift in its LEDs, or it's just slightly warmer. It's not accurate. I bet you it's off by a couple, like by 1,000. So 5,600, not 5,600. Ulanzi though. But the spread is nice. Like that's not a bad spread for this light right here. Yeah, like it hits my hand. Start to get into a little bit of a shadow. But that's not bad. Now I really want to see, let's see what the color looks like. Like color rendition, because you can change this light to be colored, allegedly. There it goes. So it's just a hold. And it changes intensity when it changes color. That's interesting. And we're working off of hue saturation. So this is not RGB technically as far as control. It is HSI because it deals with hue, saturation, and intensity. We're just dealing with hue and intensity, it looks like. That's not bad. The interesting color shifts. So the same thing can happen here with the aperture. So let's switch over to HSI on my aperture, which again just stands for hue, intensity, or hue, saturation, and intensity. We'll go up to 50%. 50% intensity. We'll pick 220 on the hue, which is kind of blue. Let's pick 220 hue on the Ulanzi. 60, 70, 90, 100, 140, 150. What did I say I wanted? 220, 210, 220. At 50%, we'll go all the way up to 100 because this is a smaller light and probably has less LED diodes. And let's see how that saturation looks. So that is the blue from my Ulanzi. And this is the blue too. There is such a difference. I have a lot more saturation on this one, but it allows me to pick the saturation on this one. Lyssa's back. She's back. We're bringing her back in. Well, bam.
Oh.
Hi. We are diving into the Ulanzi.
One sec.
No, you're good.
You say something, Opa?
Opa. She gets us in.
Oh.
Opa is German for grandfather, by the way, everybody.
Be back.
Just to let you know. So, this Ulanzi, which is $24 right now. $24. This is the kind of blue at the hue on the hue wheel at 220 that you can expect. It's not a bad blue. Okay, let's just get that right. Not a bad blue. Compared to the aperture, which is a $90 light. Let's turn down. I'm going to turn down my saturation. Let's turn down my saturation till about 60. That's closer. Aperture 220. Saturation 60. Ulanzi saturation, I guess 100 because I don't think you can change the saturation. And at 220 degrees on the hue. I don't think. Let's look at the manual real quick. Where's that manual?
I'm back.
Manual! She's back. Oh, no, I'm not in the stream. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Let's hide that one. Oh, no, we're reversed. No, I gotta go back over here. There.
I had power for a second.
She had it, and then she lost it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Where is that manual? I just had the manual for this one.
The beginning
of my villain origin story. Dun, dun, dun.
On a film and TV talk show? This is weird.
What?
What? You guys didn't think there was a role-playing game happening today on film and TV talk, did you?
I was supposed to be playing D&D today. And I still have Monster of the Week tonight. No, hi, I work for a tabletop company, too.
She does. She does work for a tabletop company.
This is technically all just research.
It is. Every
Not
bit of it's,
me.
Every bit
just
of it's
having
research.
a blast.
Nope. I don't have fun with these either. These are so boring to me that I have to talk about lights and technology and film stuff. And
This isn't what we do.
this is it. This is it. My life. You don't know me. And that is a negative. I just consulted the manual. There is no saturation adjustments on the Ulanzi.
Ah.
This is blue. Let's try some other colors, shall we? See what else other colors. We're at 100%. It's kind of purplish. Gonna change it into pinkish now. Magenta. Oh, hot pink. Now we're in red. Let's look at the red comparison. That's 0 degrees of the hue, and we're gonna compare that to the red on the aperture, which I'm almost gonna bet money the aperture is gonna look so much nicer. Saturation, intensity, hue. That's what I need.
I'm not having fun with my ring light to the side. Not at all.
Okay, good, because that would be terrible. Playing with lights on a show about lights and movies.
My God.
All right, there's the red for our Ulanzi. Here's the... Oh, that's pretty comparable. Red is red.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a little bit darker in the hue. This is just slightly redder.
Yeah.
Just slightly. Just like just a smidge. A smidge. Just a tiny bit. A bit. But speaking of about, but I would say once again, for the price, $24 right now for this little light.
Bad.
And if this was the only light you had, even if you're just doing your own streams, I bet you this is not a bad light. Like
yeah.
I showed earlier that the color temperature is off. That's 5600, and I am warm.
Yeah.
On this one compared to 5600 on the other one, but it's not bad. Just a little bit off camera. If you needed an extra little light for your stream,
or if you're trying to do something for the background, like a little $24 light to light up, so like my currently messed up Juju
display
tower.
A temple.
Yes, the temple of Juju, the temple of caffeine.
The temple of caffeine.
Along with the protein powder, the Stormbreaker protein powder from Viking Strength, which is my other partner company.
Are they similar products?
Kind of in some regards. So like Viking Strength has a variety of different supplements, whereas like Juju is just an energy drink company.
Ah, gotcha.
So like Viking Strength does have like caffeine pills, but that's as far as it goes for energy related things. It's primarily a nutritional supplement company.
Gotcha. Okay. Besides supplements, let's supplement what these are. Okay.
Ayo.
I'm trying to be a good seguer here. I honestly, for like $24, if this is your start, $24 and $40, like you're spending.
My question is, how long does the charge last?
I don't know. This was at 50% already when I just turned it on. I would probably guess if they are similar to the apertures, as far as when it's at full intensity. We're talking about full intensity and all that jazz. My apertures can last for 2 hours. And these are also what is the key chargeable, so you can just dock it on something. The little platform or the case that this comes with has that technology in it, so I can just literally put them in there, plug the case up, and it charges. Whereas These are all USB-C. This is not waterproof. This is, but that's still great. You can get one like little charging accessory or whatnot. Have a few USB-C cables.
I would easily be able to just get a handful of them, put them behind, and backlight those.
It's not bad. This is not
bad
at all.
And I could just have them on a USB-C.
The Ulanzi also has little slots. I don't know if I have to do the whole like zoom in and then change the focus. It's got these little slots, so you can add extra cold shoes to them or extra lights to them. Mm-hmm. So you could technically, in theory, get a whole bunch of these like chained together if you really wanted.
Yeah.
Make one little long light.
Daisy chain.
Here. Am I in focus? Or am I
a charging daisy chain?
A charge, yep.
Hey, numbers.
That's better. But you could put a whole bunch of these together. So if you were to ultimately get a kit, you can get a kit of these. That's $40, so that's $120 for 3. Mm-hmm. Get a kit of these for 3 of these, then that's 24, so 25, so $75.
Yeah, that's not bad.
70. I honestly, if it were me, I'd probably get like a couple of these just because of how you cut the shadows. It's really about shadows with these ones, where this is a nice wrapping light. This light will wrap around
it depends on
things.
what you're using it for.
Yep.
Because again, the Ulanzis are perfect for having behind me for certain stream things.
Like I said earlier, my little fire effect. I have the candles. The candles are nice. But let me show you how I'm changing it up here. If I turn off the light that the candle is supporting, right here. Let me go full screen here. Watch this turn on. So, candles, just the candles themselves, adding a little bit of candle flare. Just to give it a little kick. It just looks nice. That's all. That's all it is.
Just a tad extra.
Just a tad extra. Well, honestly, on like if you were on a big movie set.
Oh yeah, no, you'd definitely be.
Either the candle itself does have really good, like it's illuminating, and you have a camera that's got an amazing sensor in the camera, and the lens is a fast lens, meaning that it goes down to a low aperture, or f-stop or t-stop. If you have a bunch of those things working together, you don't need a little light. But if you want to accentuate things on film, you would add a light, and you would add the fire effect, and then it would cause you to be like, ooh, look at that, look at that, it's so nice. Ulanzi's, I will have the links in there, and if I can get an affiliate link from Amazon, then I'll have that in the description at some point. And then anytime, if there is an affiliate link, anytime you guys make a purchase, it does not come out of your pocket, but does support the channel. And that would be nice.
Yeah. That reminds me, I need to do affiliate link stuff.
That's what I got to set that up. I think that's in my ClickUp. I've been using ClickUp for my project management. And in my ClickUp, I have it down that I think next week I start to do affiliate links and monetization type stuff, Patreons and all that other things, trying to set all that up. We're growing, people, and we're growing as fast as we can possibly grow. Okay.
Yeah.
We are at 4:48. We went over the lights. We didn't really get into my other block, which was mostly about indie stuff. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll touch on it real quick. Know what the jobs are in film crews. For goodness gracious, people. If you're going to have a gaffer working with lights, make sure you know what a gaffer does. Don't call gaffers grips. It's 2 different jobs. You're gonna make yourself seem silly. If you're an indie filmmaker, you're somebody who wants to become a filmmaker, just do a little bit of time. Like Google it, YouTube it. There's so much information out there that will teach you about all the different film jobs.
Hey Gabe.
Yes.
Why don't you write an article on the blog about it?
On our blog? On Archetype's blog?
On Archetype's blog.
I gotta redo the website, and I'm about to redo the website. That is also in the ClickUp to update the website. I saw this. Look, this really stems from being on Facebook and watching somebody in the Atlanta film production thread who was asking for help on his film. I think it was on a music video. And he said, looking for these positions. And one of the positions was gaffer grip. Not gaffer / grip. Not gaffer, grip. Gaffer grip. And there were multiple people who commented on this, on that. In his post, let me add to that real quick. In his post, he also added the stipulation: if you do not know what this job or any of these jobs are, do not apply. Gaffer and grip are two different jobs. People pointed this out to him. And he defended himself, saying, "I know that they're different. I just didn't recognize the mistake until later." Which somebody also added in, "There's an edit button, dude." It infuriates people that work in our industry because not because like they think, oh, that person may be a bad person. There are a lot of people out there who want to take advantage of those who want to learn this industry.
Yes, and see, that's the thing.
Official sounding words that aren't really official and they have no idea. There are people who I've met that I've worked for on independent films who paid me. They did pay me. Who expected when I came onto the project that I was both the gaffer and the grip. And that's what I was credited as. They only called me the gaffer when I first came in for the job interview. But they had it in their head that a gaffer does both gaffing and grip work. Two completely different things. I don't think I have time to really dive into the huge nuances of gaffer and grip, other than gaffers work with light, putting the lights up, and electricity, supporting the director of photography, and grips cut the light, shape the light, and support camera. That's the biggest difference. But you can look up all the nuances of how different they really are. And we tease each other all the time. Paige is a grip. I work in electric. We balance and help each other. And we also tease the heck out of each other all the time. Grips are also known as hammers.
I did not know that one.
Grips are known as hammers because they actually usually carry a hammer around a lot. And they used to actually, like, there's a thing called a baby plate, which has a little pin that the lights sit on, and it's got 4 little holes. They used to be actually just take it and slam nails into those, but now they just put screws. So they don't really carry the hammer as much, but their nickname is hammers, whereas electrics are nicknamed juice bags. Yep.
You're the juice box.
We love each other so much.
so much.
Hello, Mr. 10...
Numbers.
Yep, Numbers. Hello, Numbers.
He's from my community. I posted the link in my Discord.
Oh, did you? Hello, Numbers. It's good to have you on the stream. Listen, thank you for bringing people over. Lyssa, is there anything you'd like to say about film and streaming or projects that we're working on, or Nobody Wins is probably going to come up this year, by the way.
Hopefully.
We'll
see if I can actually be on set or not, since, my situation has drastically changed since then. But I can still, if you guys get pictures and send them to me, I can post them.
That is a possibility. I know personally, I am planning on making sure everybody that does show up, crew is going to be a lot more limited than what we originally planned in 2019 for that short film. We still have a budget. But we've got a lot more lights and gear and equipment, so some of that budget's going to get shifted around, maybe into the insurance. If I can, I'm trying to convince. I had a great idea with Mr. Duhan, your boy toy. Mm-hmm. I told him that maybe because the government is allowing households to get 4 free tests, maybe we could collect some tests from some people's and have tests available to be officially tested for people to come on set. That's what the big guys do all the time.
It's true.
To make sure that their sets are safe. And of course, even if we are all vaccinated, which anybody who comes on my set gonna have to be vaccinated. It's just my personal precaution. I don't care what your politics are. That's what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Outside of that, everybody will still be wearing masks. So I know it's only a 1-day set and everything, but sets are very intimate places. You are sometimes shoulder to shoulder. Sometimes
what is it? The KN95s.
I have a collection of KN95s from my last film that I was on. I was like, hey,
there you go.
You got some extra ones? And that was from the COVID department team. I was like, hey, you got some extra KN95s I can have? They're like, how many you need? I was like, I don't know, like 10. And that's 10 that they handed me, not the additional like 20 that I pocketed an extra one every day. Because that's a little bit extra money I don't have to spend for the set. And the big guys, they got a lot of those. So, they were not opposed to supporting a small local production. But yeah. Anything you like to plug while you're here? All of your various things that you work on?
So tonight I will actually be on twitch.tv/vampiric playing Monster of the Week. That starts at 9:30 p.m.
What
Eastern.
Is Monster of the Week?
Monster of the Where is my book? Where'd it go? Esri. What have you done with it? I should probably find that.
Cat, or what your cat did with them?
Yes. That is the notebook that I have it in. Yeah, that is the notebook. Wait, I can share my screen.
Okay.
Monster of the
Week.
Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum.
I wish I could be a monster every week. I wonder what monster I'd start with. Do you change different monsters every week?
So the monster we are attacked by, yeah.
Oh, wait, is this part of like a campaign or?
It's a long shot. So Monster of the Week is a TTRPG. It's powered by the Apocalypse, which is a very common system.
Okay.
Outside of D&D, it is one of the more popular systems that is used.
Okay.
And so you've got a variety of different monsters that you can go against. Think kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Supernatural and even like X-Files and things like that.
Okay.
So like we just went against a slasher last week, but like our group consists of a like early 20-something-year-old expert, which is her class. We also have what is Grayson considered? I don't remember. But Grayson is like someone died and never again, not gonna let it happen.
Okay.
Then we have the Monstrous, which is a shadow crossroads demon.
Okay.
And then I am playing the Divine, and I am playing a Valkyrie. Is how it has been flavored.
Okay.
So it's a fun little system. Powered by the Apocalypse, like I said, is a very common system that is used. Right. Things like Monster Hearts use it. What are some of the other powered by the Apocalypse games? Let me pull up there.
As far as these are all tabletops.
Yes, these are all tabletops. So powered by the Apocalypse. List of games. Oh, oh wait, no, it's a different one. Okay, so Apocalypse World, obviously. What are some of the ones I recognize here? Monster Hearts, Monster of the Week. Those are really the other ones that I recognize, but they've got like an entire list, and it's constantly growing. The
one RPG that I've got me and the kids in on is Quest, which is a more simplistic RPG, tabletop RPG. It's not very. I don't know if what engine it runs off of. I'm using
You said it's Quest?
Quest. Yep, it's called Quest. If you just like Google Quest Tabletop, that's the one we play off of all the time. The kids love it. It's pretty simplistic. Still uses a D20, but only one, and it focuses a lot more on story-driven elements versus game mechanics. It's not too heavy on the game mechanics, which is perfect for the kids. So they can really embody their characters without having to keep track of rolling a D20 or 2D6s or anything like that, plus their plus or minus stats or anything. It's just, all right, gonna attack with a weapon that does 4 damage, roll. Okay, you got a 11 or higher, it's a success. You got a 10 or below, it's a fail. Or it's 5 or below, it's definitely a fail. With consequences. Then it's like 6 through 10, it's a fail with, or it's a succeed with a consequence, and then it's 10 and higher. There's other little things that go into it, but that's all it is. There's nothing else that really goes into it. And I also like how with that game, it is so versatile. I could literally turn any fandom that I wanted into a tabletop RPG and use just its elements. Because you can make your own bad guys. It's got a format for how to make the bad guys, how to add certain stats to the bad guys. Mm-hmm. It's been a lot of fun. Even so that we haven't tried it out yet, but the youngest, Isaac, he made his own little one-off, and we have yet to play it yet. But he made one, nice. So I'm very excited for him, an 11-year-old, to be a DM and see how he runs it. So it's gonna be fun.
We'll see.
Yep.
I mean, my trial by fire into DMing was Gen Con with Rupture RPG, so a brand spanking new system that hasn't been released yet. I'm running this game. I'd had like a couple sessions with the dev team, and I'd never DM'd a game before. So. Nice.
So you got that monster. What is it?
Monster of the Week.
Monster of the Week tonight. And I am now attaching your link tree to the description. So anybody who would like to find GeekGirlLyssa can find her at all of those various sites.
Which also includes the Archetype sites.
Yes. I'm so happy about that. Other than that, it is 5:02. This is when I usually sign off, so I would like to go ahead and first off say thank you very much to my very special impromptu guest who just came in randomly, which was awesome, Lyssa.
I usually have D&D on Tuesdays. I would not normally have been available, but I happened to have saw you log on and go live, and I was like, oh, hey. I'll go say hi.
You might as well. And anytime you don't have a game or it gets canceled or whatever, any Tuesday, you're more than welcome to come on. Or Monday. Or Sunday. Or Sunday with Nerdspiracy. Nerdspiracy, I think, is one of my favorites. Just because. It's also sponsored by the Church of the Game, which I think I need to talk to you about. Up, down, left, right, ABA. May the Game of Life bring you all many achievements. I have a logo for the Church of the Game. It's great. That was our sponsor for Nerdspiracy. Hey, and we all learned a very important lesson from Gandalf. Okay. Yes, my son. You gonna say hi? Yes. It's 5:00. I know. Hi. My son, my producer, is telling me it's 5:00, and I need to wrap it up.
I think we have the same headphones, Gabe.
We do. We both have Sonys, but you have the little cat ears.
I added those on.
The little Neko cat ears on there. Let me see if I can find. Hold on. I really want to pull up that Church of the Game logo now, because I am very proud of this logo. Where are you at? Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong file. Go to the other file. Quit lagging on me. There it is. Live streams. Sponsors. Church of the Game. I'm finding it. There it is. Brought to you by the Church of the Game.
I love it.
Up, down, left, right. That's the slogan. Up, down, down, left, right.
Left, right.
ABA.
ABA.
May the game of life bring you all many achievements.
I need this so I can add it to my stream.
But see, here would be the biggest question for you, Lyssa. Okay, what denomination are you? Are you a tabletopper or are you a PC? Are you a PC purifist?
I am cross denominational.
Well, there you go. And this pops up. This is gonna pop up again at Nerdspiracy. So, but yeah, thank you very much, Lyssa, for joining in. I hope to see you again on any of our other streams, or just in general. I'll pop in maybe one day on one of your streams and say hi to everybody over there. Otherwise, people, remember to like, subscribe, and become the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and hit the bell notification so that you can know all the greatest news coming out of Archetype with all of our different programs and those in the future, including maybe the Church of the Game, because a lot of people really like this Church of the Game thing. Otherwise,
you need to send that to me, Gabe.
I will. We thank you very much for joining, and we will see you all on the next one. Have a good one, people.
Bye.
Finish with.
Okay, I'll check in just a minute. Okay? Just a minute. Stay off electronics.
That was
Still
great.
there, Lyssa?